Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 105 years and 5 months since we published our first aerospace standard, a common thread specification for aircraft engine spark plugging in January 1917 in SAE Bulletin. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a long journey destined to continue for another few hundred years. We at SAE India are happy that in the long journey of SAE and the aerospace, we have contributed in whatever way we could. AeroCON 2022 is one such contribution. The second edition of AeroCON 2022, the very first edition of the physical conference with 462 attendees. Thank you. 13 sponsors, 15 months of preparation, 125 technical abstracts, qualified is 30 technical presentations and 4 panel plenary sessions, 7 tracks, 2 parallel sessions, 2 days, 1 great venue. Wow, it's coming to an end, right? So to begin the valedictory session, we are indeed very glad to invite our keynote speaker, Mr. P. Thangavel, Chief Manager Design, Aircraft Research and Design Center, HAL. He is an engineer, mechanical engineer with ME in Design and Production and MSc in Thermal Power. He is also a certified project management professional. He has accumulated over 20 years of experience in HAL, working in various disciplines including design, manufacturing, product support, project management in the areas of UAV, engines, and helicopters. Particularly, Mr. Thangavel has acquired great expertise in the UAVs for the last 10 years. He's involved in the design, development, project management of various types of fixed-wing UAV projects in HAL. That's a very short intro of our keynote speaker. May I, on behalf of SAE India and all of you, invite Mr. Thangavel with a round of applause, please.
First of all, thank you, sir, for a nice introduction. So over the last 2 days, we listened a lot of in-depth technical presentations on various areas. This presentation will be a little different in the way that I will be talking about what practically we are doing in HAL, and also how we are interacting with the various stakeholders and ecosystem in the country in the UAV front. So in this presentation, I will give a brief overview of HAL, particularly covering the R&D aspects. And also I will cover about UAV projects of HAL, and also what technology development approach we are following historically, how we initially used to do design, and later how we changed our approach based on how ecosystem developed in parallel. So a quick view of HAL, most people will be knowing, still I will tell to benefit of some of the young people. So HAL has 20 production units spread across the country, and we have 10 R&D centers focusing on various aspects of the design. So HAL gives a complete spectrum of solutions, starting from design and development and manufacturing, MRO, mid-life upgrades, and also we work on specific areas like missile integration on existing platforms, and also we work on aerospace program for ISRO projects we are working. In addition, we have a great institute like HMA where we are training people professionally. With respect to R&D, we work in various spectrums, but the prominent things are we are working on aircraft R&D and helicopter, that is rotary wing R&D. In aircraft R&D, we developed a number of successful projects in the past and in recent past also. And currently, we are working on various important projects with the DRDO, ADA for LCA variants, AMCA, and DED-BF. On HAL itself, we are working on unmanned aerial systems and combat air dimming system, which these two I will be more focusing in further presentation. With the helicopter side also, we are the unique agency in India to have expertise in developing large helicopters. So we developed and certified a number of helicopters already. Currently, we are working on rotary UAV also, so that I will be touching upon. And we are working on aero engines also. These engines are of the class which will be useful for more on UAV applications and helicopters and some kind of missile applications. And also we develop avionics which are required for manned platforms and unmanned platforms. So if we come to UAV development, on fixed wing UAVs, we work on conversion of a trainer aircraft into unmanned platform. So that one of the project we are doing. In addition, we are doing number of unmanned aerial vehicles under combat air teaming system. That I will be telling in detail in further slides. And also we work very closely with DRDO on development of large UAVs like medium altitude, long endurance UAV and HAL UAVs. Also we are working on rotary wing UAVs. Initially we worked with IIT Kanpur, and now we are working on larger class of rotary wing UAV. In addition, HAL has established facility for maintaining depot level maintenance of UAVs, which services are already using. So we have some kind of wide spectrum of UAV applications in India. So I will straight away go into combat air teaming system. So over the last 2 days, we heard from a number of eminent speakers that manned-unmanned teaming is an important area which will be the future, or it may be one of the essential element of 6th generation fighter aircrafts. So under this program, we are working on number of teaming elements. When we talk about manned-unmanned teaming, people may think it is combining a large UAV with another manned aircraft. But we are having a little different and unique approach, wherein we are having a combination of small UAV from 30 kg onwards to a large UAV. So we have variety of platforms which can be part of combat air teaming system. This is a unique feature that we are achieving by integrating some of the smaller UAVs directly on the aircraft, and the larger UAVs will operate independent of the larger UAV by flying parallel to it and only having control and communication with the manned aircraft. So this kind of approach is mainly possible because HAL, like I explained in the previous slides, we have experience on integration of missiles, and also we have the development background. With this, all those experience put together, we are able to achieve such kind of a unique combination. So we can see in the picture right side down, we have displayed this complete air teaming system in Aero India 2021. So this concept was highly appreciated, and we are working on all these various elements. So I will be explaining all these elements in further slides. So, so the central part of combat air teaming system is what we call as CATS MAX, that is mothership, which is nothing but a manned aircraft. Around that, all these elements are operated. So we have CATS Warrior, so that is unmanned wingman aircraft, and CATS Hunter, so which is air-launched remotely controlled asset, and we have CATS Alpha. This is air-launched flexible asset, and in addition we have that optionally manned combat aircraft, and HAL UAVs, and solar power high-altitude pseudo-satellites. So I will briefly tell about each of this program, how we are developing and how we are working together with the industry for this development. So first, CATS MAX, this is the central part of the combat air teaming system, which is a manned aircraft. Typically, it can be a two-seater aircraft, so that one of the pilot can be exclusively monitor the teaming system. So this aircraft will be slightly different compared to the typical aircraft in such a way that it will have a large display where we will have the complete situational combat awareness that will be displayed. Based on that, the pilot can take decision to how to control different assets. So all the assets, which is some are attached to the aircraft, some are flying in parallel to it, or some are flying little away. So all those things are, you can closely monitor, and you can receive the command and situational information from those assets. And also you can send commands to the unmanned systems for in case any attack is required, or go and concentrate on particular area. Such decisions can be given. So next asset is CATS Warrior. So we have seen mothership. The next important asset is CATS Warrior. This one is a high performance combat aerial vehicle. So we can see in the top left picture, it is a small-sized aircraft compared to a large Sukhoi aircraft which is shown near. It means it is made at a low-cost asset. And also it can, since it is low cost, it can be made as a attritable asset. But still it will have enough combat potential that like it can fly at fairly high speed, and also it can carry some useful weapon load, and it will have some low observability features. Because of these low observability features, it can have a possibility of entering into enemy, enemy territory. Because the essential ingredient of combat air teaming system is giving a stand-up capability to the manned platform. So manned platform unnecessarily should not be exposed to the enemy air defense system. So nowadays, biggest concern in military UAV application is the ability to penetrate to the protected airspace and getting useful information or doing attack. So that is right now not there. In most of the cases, in wherever US operated, the airspace was free. It was controlled by their own air force. That's why they were able to freely go and do whatever they want. In situation where India is there, it may not be practical. That's why we have to develop such low-cost assets to do all dangerous missions. And another one is CATS Alpha. Like I was mentioning, the previous one is, it's a big aircraft. It can fly, take off and fly along with the manned aircraft and go and do the job and come back. So in case, if you want to deploy small UAVs, we have seen in a number of use cases and studies that this, in future, this swarming of UAVs, a flock of UAVs is going to create havoc. Because when it's more in number, the defense system will be very difficult to tackle such numbers. So right now, people are working on ground-based small swarm UAVs, but when the UAV is air-launched, it will have better reach, because you can launch from higher altitude, so it can benefit from gliding, and also you can go close to the area of conflict. You need not have a permanent base there. So such advantages are there. So in this concept, we have some 30 kg class UAVs. These UAVs are packed in a container which is similar to shape of glide pod, which is mounted on the aircraft, on the mothership. So when mothership commander, when he finds that number of small UAVs to be sent, he will release the glide pod. That glide pod, since it's a higher altitude aircraft is flying, it can glide for some distance. After that, it will release these small UAVs. So these small UAVs, it will have own propulsion system. It will have battery and motor. Like any other mini UAV, it can fly further. It will do different functions based on the requirement. It can have, some of them have camera, and everything will be connected through data link. So it will have camera, and some will have ammunition also. If you find a useful target, it can attack. Here, one of the important aspects is, when we want to do these things effectively, the pilot sitting in the cockpit cannot have a complete control on each and every element. So certain element of artificial intelligence and own decision-making power required for these UAVs. So these things are parallelly we are working. And important thing is, this kind of small UAVs we are getting from the startup company. So we are engaging some company who are very agile, and they are working on such similar concepts already. So we are working on integrating those things on larger aircraft, so that overall the mission can be more effective. Another one is CATS Hunter. So this one is remotely commanded asset. Here the difference between the previous one, this one is slightly larger. So it will have a larger weapon capability. This also taken on aircraft and released at higher altitude. It will be powered by some kind of turbo fan engine. So because of that, it can cruise very close to the terrain, so that it will be a little undetectable and it can go and attack. So this is a useful asset in CATS concept. Then another important asset is optionally manned combat aircraft. So we have number of old aircraft, legacy aircraft, which are ending their useful service life. So because of that, those aircraft cannot be used for traditional roles like manned aircraft, but however, with a reduced envelope. For example, a trainer aircraft has to operate up to 6G positive, and minus 3G it has to operate. So the structural life of the aircraft is determined by this factor. If you reduce these structural load factors, we can extend its life further. So by this way, we can operate in unmanned role. So in unmanned role, it can do formation flying and sending into enemy territory for deceiving the enemy air defense system. This is one of the potential application we can think. And since these aircrafts are jet trainer, it can go at higher speed of 375 knots, and so that it can cover up to 500 kilometers. So it will be useful asset. Instead of simply retiring, this can be converted into this kind of applications. So another one is high altitude pseudo satellite. So persistent surveillance is one of the key elements in any of the battlefield requirement. So we have satellites and we have high altitude long endurance UAVs. Satellites are flying at very high altitude, and we don't have enough satellites to completely cover border areas. So that this kind of solar power UAVs, it can fly for 90 days plus at 20 kilometer altitude, and it can have very useful surveillance information, and also it can be used for communication. But the biggest challenge in this kind of UAVs is the worldwide number of people are now working. The past efforts have serious problems because to have ultra lightweight structures. Because if with the current standards what we are following for aircraft design, if you use, we cannot realize such UAVs. These UAVs should be designed very light, but it should not be affected by a flutter. That means you should have an advanced control system so that flutter is managed by control system instead of structure's rigidity. Such kind of approach is required. This also initial concept and proof of concept we are working with startup company. Further, HAL is working on and more higher version. And we are also working on rotary UAV, so which is up to 200 kg class. So these helicopters have unique applications because these helicopters can land at remote places where a traditional runway is not there or very access is limited. Particularly Army is interested in this kind of UAVs, and Navy also will find it useful to operate from ships. So this development is going on. So up to 200 kg we are developing now. In future we are going to expand further. So now I briefly covered about the product. Now I will tell a little bit about our approach. So initially HAL worked as a solo designer because HAL only was nominated or instituted by the government as an agency to deal with aircraft. So we had all our divisions dealing with each and from nut and bolt to all the components was done in-house in HAL itself. That's why we established a lot of divisions. So later we found people manufacturing capability increased, so we went for outsourcing of components. Later we become partner to other organizations because large projects require multidimensional thinking and pool of scientists. That's why we started working with the DRDO for aircraft development projects and UAV projects. And based on our capability, some projects we are joint developers with DRDO and OEMs in cases. But in the last 5 to 10 years, we are looking in a more different way. We are want to you do a collaborative design. That's why we want to engage more and more MSMEs and startups. So HAL as a policy, recently we have taken decision to engage startups in a collaborative way for all new technologies. And ecosystem of any R&D organization, not only like HAL, has a number of entities. It includes supplies from foreign countries, academia, startups, and DRDO certification agencies. Most of these aspects have been covered over the last 2 days. They told about each one how they are contributing to the development of the aircraft. So we have extensive relationship with academia. We have academia chair in all prominent IITs. We worked in number of latest problem cases. I just listed some of these things. Like this, we are working on many projects with IITs. Not only IITs, some other premier institutes also we are working. And I would like to highlight some of the aspects of indigenous solutions. Now, today, any aircraft or UAV we develop, still our indigenous content is it's staggering around 60%. So government now prescribes minimum 50%, but however it should be more than 80%. Then only we will not have any dependency over foreign countries in case of emergencies. So areas like aero engine, avionics sensors, and artificial intelligence and software solutions, payloads, raw material manufacturing, and also complete new product solutions. So which are all the areas HAL will be happy to involve the ecosystem so that our product can be matured, and also solutions which are in isolation good and can, when combined with a large platform, it will have a multiplying effect of effectiveness and a solution to the users. So we are looking for such things. So in this context, we are also one of the major contributors of DIO also, Defense Innovation Organizations. So we are given some IDEX challenges also. We continue to involve the industry so that HAL projects, particularly UAV projects, will be beneficial to the nation. Thank you for this opportunity. Any questions are fine.
Any questions, please?
Maybe running out of.
No. We can take questions, sir. Definitely, yes.
I think no questions.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Thangave. Perhaps the most satisfying recognition is that an individual in any profession can achieve is the peers' recognition of accomplishments. This type of recognition is gratifying and frequently spurs even more significant action. The result is technological and social benefits for the individual's associates, employer, and mobility fraternity. Ladies and gentlemen, SAE administers more than 60 awards and recognition programs and co-sponsors 3 programs in cooperation with sister societies. SAE India, following the footsteps of SAE International, has instituted over 20 awards through its foundation arm. Besides this, we feel it is essential to recognize the technical prowess of our members, authors, paper presenters in the conference itself. We do this consciously in every technology conference we organize. Following this tradition, ladies and gentlemen, here is a pinnacle moment for all the technocrats who have put in their best efforts to present papers in AeroCON 2022, the Best Paper Award. The call for papers and presentations was released in July 2021. Over 125 paper abstracts and 11 oral presentations abstracts were received, and they were subjected to multi-stage process of abstract acceptance, complete paper submission, peer reviews, and finally 33 papers being accepted in February 2022. We wish to recognize those who demonstrated the thought leadership by sharing new approaches and successes. To recognize the authors and present the paper awards, may we now call upon, I'm not sure if they're already here, because one of the best paper awardees requested us that they have a flight they may have to catch, but it is our duty to recognize them incognito. Naveen Kumar, Mr. Shiva Prasad Kodnath, Mr. Arvind Morkonda Haribabu, Mr. Rajesh Kannabonia, Mr. Manjunatha Rao, for the paper titled Connected Onboard Inert Gas Generation System with Real-Time Data Access and Machine Learning Approach for Predictive Prognostic Maintenance. They deserve applause. Somebody else can receive on their behalf. It's a great moment. Yeah, the peers, if you're around. The technical chair himself. Please come. Sorry? You can receive and we'll courier it to them. Ek baar jordar thalia. Thank you. If you can be here, sir. The next, we have chosen 2 best papers out of 33. Mr. Mohammed Helal Mia, Chandigarh University, for the paper titled Research on the Performance of Composite Cantilever Beam Under Special Environmental Conditions. Mr. Mohammed? Thank you. Is it because of the Friday syndrome in Bangalore? Yeah. Aye. Yeah. Okay? Thank you. Vijay, any representative from HAL? They're already there, Vijay? Okay, good. Okay, before we get to the real closure of the conference, we wanted to run past and refresh your memory on what are the topics we have gone through.
I think all the sponsors.
Okay. We started off with the tech sessions with AI, ML, and moved to model and simulation. Plenary session 1 on AI and autonomous systems. We also had the second track on AI and ML, second track on modeling and simulation. The plenary session 2 focused on systems engineering and aerospace. Composites and advanced materials session was followed, and then aero engines and aero manufacturing, that was day 1. And today, it's a packed day. We started off with autonomous systems and UAVs, track 7, and track 8 is safety, reliability, IVHM. And the beauty of the organization of the sessions is that first the distilled technical paper, and then if you have questions, I'm sure many of you had questions, and we have put the subject matter experts for a panel discussion kind of thing, a plenary session. So this was very well planned, discussed, deliberated by Dr. G.V. Ravikumar and Ramki and others. So followed that tradition, plenary session 3 discussed about advances in IVHM, and then we moved on to track 9, aerodynamics, design, and additive manufacturing. We touched upon actuation systems and avionics, and then we concluded our day with plenary session 4, UAV, and then you saw what our first aerospace Indian organization does in the UAV by Mr. Thangavel. Right? So that was a quick summary of what we had in the last 2 days. It was very well attended by leading members of the community, 462 attendees. No clap? This is the first time, ladies and gentlemen, after we were masking ourselves for almost 18 months, correct? Empty Bangalore roads, that was a meme. Now you can't see for next couple of years, right? So we're going to stop here, and then this is the time for us to recognize the organization which said yes from the first meeting till now for many of our requests. HAL Management Academy, we would like to recognize on behalf of SA India with a lot of warmth. May I now request the representative of HMA? Sir, you're there. Okay, I didn't see you. Mr. Shrikant Sharma ji, General Manager, HMA. May I kindly request you to come, and may I kindly request Ravi Shankar Mysore, our Chair for Aerospace Forum. That's a little heavy, Ravi. Okay. Okay. There's a nice Veena with AeroCON and SA India branding. We thought it should be very Indian. So may I also request both of you to be on the stage, because we need to recognize Mr. Thangavel, who is the keynote speaker for valedictory session. May I request you to come up on stage, sir? Ravi, if you could kindly give a memento. So ladies and gentlemen, don't you think they all deserve a photo op? May I now call upon the working team of HAL who have given us so much of yes. So may I request you to please be on the stage. We'll take a photo. Dr. Himagiri, Mr. Vinay Tiwari, and all those who said yes. Please come over on stage. That is to Shrikant Sharma, a token of appreciation from our side. Photo, please. Avi, is it a good idea to call all the aerospace forum members and the leading dignitaries of SA India with your permission? Sharma ji? Or can we call all the aerospace forum members on the stage for a photo? Mr. Damu, Murli Iyer, Dr. Ravi Kumar, Vinay Roy, Krupal, Satish, Munisan, Dr. Ganga Reddy. Very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, we will finish this ceremony very quickly. Sripati, yes. Please come over. So, Sripati, may I request you for a selfie because you're known for that. Selfie on the stage. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. A technical conference like this wouldn't have been possible without a solid, rocking support from our sponsors. We understand that many of them had to catch a flight. It's Friday evening, and we are in Bangalore. So whoever is available, we definitely wanted to go through the list, thank them, and present a small memento as a token of our appreciation for their support. So our title sponsor, the music and the claps. Title sponsor, Boeing India Engineering Technology Center. May I now call upon Dr. Kalapa and our own Kripal. Kripal from SA India, incidentally working for Boeing. Platinum sponsors, Collins Aerospace. Any executive from Collins Aerospace? I know Mrs. Savia could not be here. Any representative from Collins, please? Thank you, Collins. Thank you, Collins. Platinum sponsor, Hexagon, Mr. Ramesh and Sripati. Sorry, Sripati. Thank you, Hexagon, for your support. Platinum sponsor, Infosys, Dr. G.V.V. Ravikumar and team. Ravi and Ravi, pillars of Aerospace Forum. They define the R and R for us. We are moving on to the gold sponsor. Gold sponsor HCL, Dr. Ganga Reddy and the team. Dr. Ganga Reddy, Operations Director, A&D Engineering R&D. Yes, all the team members can come. HCL gold sponsor. Thank you, HCL, for your support. May I now call upon gold sponsor Honeywell, Dr. Ramakrishnan Ramki and the team. Ramki sir. We work so closely, sometimes I feel like Ramki from SA India, Dr. Ravi from SA India, incidentally working for their organization. So. Thank you, Honeywell, for your support. Gold sponsor, MathWorks, Satish Tukala and team. So Satish, when did you start working for MathWorks? I thought you're from SA India. Thank you, MathWorks, for your support. We are moving on to the silver sponsors. UCAL Technologies, Dr. Dinesh Manogaran, Dr. Padmanabhan, or anybody from UCAL? Yes. Anybody from UCAL? Okay, thank you, UCAL. Sankhya Sutra, silver sponsor, Mr. Vinay Kariwala. Okay, flight again. And silver sponsor TCS, Tata Consulting Services. Tata Consultancy Services, anybody? Please come. Thank you, TCS, for your support. Bronze sponsors. We are moving to bronze sponsors. Consol. Any Consol team members? Please come in. Thank you, Consol, for your support. Bronze sponsor, Moog. Oh, Vinay Roy? We feel, we feel so, united. Mr. Vinay Roy, Head Commercial Actuations Engineering, Moog, India Limited. Thank you, Moog, for your support. We are moving on to the academia partner, Hindustan Institute of Technology. Hindustan Institute of Technology? Yeah, please come in. I know Mr. Ashok had to travel, so he's not there. So, Mr. Dinesh from UCAL, are you there? Okay. You're busy selling in the stall. UCAL. Okay, we, in our enthusiasm, missed out Flight Stream, bronze sponsor. Any representative from Flight Stream? Please come. Not there. Okay. Thank you, Ravi. Isn't it a good idea to recognize, 5 minutes, sir, you can be seated, to recognize the people who are at the backstage, the office staff of headquarters and sections. I wanted to just call upon the staff members on the stage. I know our ED marketing, who was driving the sponsorship, is not there. They've already taken the Shadabdi. Mr. Vijay Anthony Babu, our AD marketing for smooth execution. For once, you can be in limelight. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, Jodar Talia for Vijay Anthony Babu. We enjoy 44,400 followers in LinkedIn, and there are many other success stories. The lady behind the Digital Connect, Mrs. Aisha Bivi. She's coming. And the individual who is always behind the WebEx and the IT and the videos which you have seen and the PPTs and whatnot, the IT and WebExer, Mr. I.S. Ilangovan, Manager, PDP and IT Infrastructure, SAE India. The magic number is 462. That's the number of delegates put together. You can be there. So the dial for delegates, lady, Ms. Shanta Priya. The next individual is not here, so he is getting engaged. Publications and magazines man who runs our quarterly magazine Mobility Engineering. And I take this opportunity to extend a request that any of you, or all of you, some of you, can write technical articles in our quarterly magazine Mobility Engineering. And he is Mr. Rahul Sivaguru. One round of applause for him. The other person is also not here, but I think it's my duty to recognize the man behind all logistics arrangements. The cabs, the buses, the dinner, and whatnot. Absolutely behind the screen, Mr. Kaja Maideen. And I wanted to call upon the darling of Aerospace Forum. In fact, I feel sometimes inferior that people don't call DDG, but they call Hassan Qasim. So, Mr. Hassan Qasim, the darling of Aerospace Forum. One photograph with the chair. Ladies and gentlemen, this team has delivered and will be delivering. Thank you, my team. Yeah. It's good to have all the Aerospace Forum members and Murli Iyer, Bangalore section chair, for a group photo. And the youth icon of HQ, Mr. Suraj, KP Suraj.
बाथरूम चमकना चाहिए, हमेशा की तरह 15-20 मिनट में मत करना दीदी।
One, two, three. SAE. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's an honor you have given to the HQ staff, and we are honored. Yes, Raju, my finance team, Sabari is not here, membership and HR. The 24 students, the PGDM students of HAL Management Academy, who've been behind the scenes with the blue t-shirt. Ajo, ajo. Let's have a photo. Okay, please come on stage. This is Ravi's instant idea and a great idea. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in aerospace and if you fly to US frequently, don't miss Aerotech 2023, which is scheduled from 14th March to 16th March 2023 in Fort Worth, Texas, USA, which is a hybrid event. Aerotech provides many opportunities to share your achievements, knowledge, expertise, and innovation in person at the face-to-face conference, and on demand via published technical papers and video presentations. Again, 14th March to 16th March 2023, Fort Worth, Texas. The nearest airport is Dallas. So it is co-located with ASM International's AeroMat. If you're into materials, don't miss it. So what about AeroCON? This is a biennial event, AeroCON 2024 in June. Any guesses on the city? Namma Bengaluru. So, हम यहाँ हैं पैसे की वजह से नहीं, नौकरी की वजह से नहीं, इनाम के कारण नहीं, प्रसिद्धि के कारण नहीं, लेकिन देने की खुशी के कारण, देने की वाजे के कारण, पर उस मुस्कान के लिए, लेकिन उस एकता के लिए, लेकिन उस उत्थान के लिए, लेकिन आपकी खुशी के लिए, लेकिन हमारा देश के लिए, हमारा दिल से, मेरे दिल से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Thank you. Jai Hind. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jai Hind. Good evening. See you in 2024 AeroCON.